Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. It is IPGparts shop car overview time. This is our 1992 Honda Civic CX. About a year ago, I put some feelers out, just we were looking for a new project car around the shop, right? Didn't know what I wanted, just kind of wanted to see what was out there. Put some feelers out, had a friend reference me to a colleague that had a car for sale, ended up being local, ended up being a solid car, I ended up buying it. So at the time, I didn't know what I was gonna do with it. I just knew I wanted something new and cool around the shop to tinker with. So this is back December of 2022. So even this car's a year-long project. All projects take forever. Just have that mindset. All projects are gonna take way longer than you expect. But if you're patient, follow the process, follow your plan, it's gonna turn out pretty good. So I had the car, it had a bone stock engine, bone stock powertrain. When I got it, it had a set of SSR type C's on it, and it had some generic crap coilovers on it. So when I got it, I swapped the coilovers off. I actually went back and found some old Coney Reds and some IPGpart Pro kit that a friend that actually left a different car that left the shop. They were on that car and he still had them. He sold them back to me. And I also went out and got my 14-inch CE 28s. I bought those for a different car too a couple of years back. Bought them brand new, had the tires mounted on it. The car got sold, went to Tampa. Once I got this car, I hit him up. I'm like, hey, you still got those wheels? He's like, yep, sure do. I'm not even using them. So 14 by 5.5 CE 28s. The wheels on their own are like, I don't know, 7.5 pounds a piece. The wheel tire combo is like under 21 pounds, I want to say. So did those two things, and basically the car was in that scenario for a while. Stock engine, had this suspension on it, had the wheels on it. I was just kind of driving it and doing whatever. So I knew I wanted to do some sort of engine, some sort of powertrain, something to make it more fun. How am I going to use it? What am I going to do with it? I didn't want a whole lot of power because I want something that's pretty usable, and I want something ultra reliable, something I want to get in, romp on, not get in too much trouble when I'm enjoying the car per se. And it just does everything it's supposed to do. I was targeting that 140 to 160 horsepower range. So there's a lot of options there. There's a lot of different things we could do. Once I started kind of floating that out there, kind of telling people what my plans were with the car, I had another local gentleman reach out to me that had the perfect engine combination. So he actually offered up a B16A2 that was in his existing EM1. He had just completely refreshed it and rebuilt it, and he was putting it back in his car. He saw that I was looking. He offered up to me. We agreed on a price. I'm like, I'm in. So luckily he had a pretty awesome engine too that he put in that EM1. So he's still in pretty good shape. So stock B16A2 motor. Let's cut to the engine. So with the drivetrain stuff kind of sorted out and my goals for the car figured out, we embarked on this project. The idea is a complete, as Honda may have built it, 1992 CX with some extra power, of course. So this is a stock internal B16A2. The transmission has an in-factory helical LSD in it and actually has a GSR 5th gear, so a little bit of cruising. Went out and found a OEM Del Sol B16 intake box and air tube, so that's what you see there. And the car's running on a factory OBD1 B16 Del Sol ECU. So, turn the key, does everything it's supposed to do. That's the goal, right? That's always the goal. Just easy, simple, reliable, easy to use, easy to maintain, easy to troubleshoot if something goes wrong. So that's where we're at. We're kind of in the part of, I've been putting some miles on the car, and my friend Ray over at G3 Motorsports is who did the swap for us. He's awesome. He's over in Ormond Beach. You guys want top-notch labor? He's attention to detail is there. So he did the swap. I've been putting some miles on it, and I got basically my punch list of all the stuff that we kind of need to go through. The AC is in there, just not quite blowing as cold as I want it to be. It's not, the compressor's not kicking on. There's some issues, so the AC needs to be troubleshooted. There's some drivability stuff, some surging. The exhaust is way too loud, so we gotta, right now it's just a straight pipe to a Revel Medallion Touring, whatever it may be called. I'll show you what he did back here. So I didn't love any of the exhausts on the market, so we got one of the new Revel Medallions, which has like a 4-inch tip. They cut off the tip and welded on this 2.5-inch slash cut. So it aesthetically looks way better. But we're running a straight pipe, and it's kind of raspy and loud for my liking. So we have a magnet-filled catalytic converter we're going to weld in there, just to try to quiet it down a little bit. I want to be able to use it a little more. So that's where we're at now. It's actually getting ready to go back over to G3 for another kind of round of just kind of updates. And that's, you know, there's a punch list of things that, you know, the goal is to make it really good. So it's going to be a process. It's going to take some time, like everything, but it's a great base. The story of the car is, it was a North Carolina car, lived in North Carolina most of its life. The gentleman that I got it from actually just bartered it and he was flipping it. But the guy that kind of did to make it pretty is he had an accident in the front of the car. So I think the fender got hit and the hood got hit because there's a couple of replacement body panels up there. But during that time, he did the full paint job and all new moldings. So the paint job's actually really nice. Moldings are perfect. So it's an excellent, excellent chassis to kind of tinker around with for the long term. So that's a shop car we have here. Like I said, I've got a list of things I want to do to it. You know, we're going to update the suspension a little bit. We're going to make it usable. You know, in the back of my head, the purpose of this car is going to be fun Sunday cruises, maybe a trip up to like the Georgia mountains, you know, lightweight, low power, something you can thrash on, have a good time, not get in too much trouble, be reliable. That's kind of the goal of it. So just a good, honest EG. Stock interior, gotta love those vinyl seats. Overall, pretty good base. Pretty happy to own this car. Again, this is another car that we get lots of conversations whenever it goes out. You know, if you guys ever see me, feel free to say hi. If you want to check something out, feel free. I don't mind showing anybody the car. I don't mind talking to anybody about cars for 10 minutes in a parking lot. So there you have it. If you got any questions, feel free, leave it in the comments. That's the overview of our 1992 Honda Civic CX. We'll see you next time.